rest in peace, Pimp C. Rest in peace, Pimp C. Rest in peace, Pimp C.
And you listen to the sounds of one of the South's best DJs, DJ Technique, repping Street Exempt. Street Exempt.
A DJ Direct exclusive.
Look inside the eyes of the last Mohican. Survived, you won't last a weekend outside. See the past the tweaking, the sunk his teeth in the rock, his demise. Later on that evening, you heard the grieving of angels they cried. See a demon, don't compromise. And so I walk alone with a cross from the diamond stone. I'm a diamond inside the rough that's too mighty for mighty bones. I might as well put up my killers in YSL. Put my voice on this microphone, put you pussy niggas to hell. Hell's fire, I live a lie and never rhyme. I know the priors, they running bias when we do crime. I know the Section 8 wanna discontinue my moms. When they heard that Ohio State gave me 30 racks in July. Oh Lord, this can't be life, no it can't be life. When the day breaks and you heard them stripes and you learned that stripe. From upstate will adjourn that life and confirm that life. It's good bait for the water that might get water and right. Have your faith to report it tonight. A reporter replied, the death rate will eventually climb, so eventually high. The track waits for the dough before time. Hit the clock that resigns. So dark face if it ain't been inside. You can spend it that money. No more fake, I'm a realist and strive. I'm a billion and five. 1 billion cause the limit is the sky. And I live on cloud 9. And I recognize my nemesis gon' fly. Put a finish in my shine. But first thing will hurt you. Life in the power circle.
Regardless of how it goes down, life goes on, am I right? Tried to warn you niggas. I tried to warn you niggas.
Damn.
It's too late now. Double MG. Too much cake.
Top
Too
Dog
much
Entertainment.
power. Too much respect.
What up?
Bow down, nigga.
DJ Direct exclusive. You know what I'm saying? It's instant replay.
Turn up on a Sunday, Miller's in my conscience. That money keep calling. I'm coming, I'm coming. I'm coming and feel like the Jessica Macho. I'm feeling Alejandro. I move for the paper, you pronto. Flexing my muscle like macho.
UFO researchers believe artwork discovered here may provide clues to their fate, beginning with these artifacts of what is known as the Olmec bird monster.
The Olmec bird monsters look exactly like modern-day delta-wing jet aircraft. You can even see on some of them the air intakes, they have tails, they have elevators, they have delta-wing-shaped airfoils. Clearly, they were trying to depict things that they saw in the sky, these air monsters that were actually probably aircraft that they simply didn't understand, simply didn't know what they were looking at.
If you look at the Olmec bird monster, it really does look like a modern jet aircraft or a space shuttle. It's got all the features, the fuselage, the wings, the tail. I mean, it really could be almost exact representation of something more modern.
These things look like flying craft, almost like aircraft. They don't fit the perfect flying saucer type UFO, but it's definitely a flying machine. Back then they were thinking, this is some kind of bird, and it's so monstrous, it's a bird monster.
Perhaps the most controversial depiction among the Olmec artwork is found on a sculpture known by archaeologists as Monument 19. It is the earliest known representation of the feathered serpent, a godlike figure known to both the Olmec and the Maya.
And then he's also carrying a bag that looks a little bit like a purse, but it also bears a really striking resemblance to an environmental systems pack like the astronauts carried before they would get on the space shuttle or before that they would get on the Apollo mission.
It looks like the figure is actually moving levers, has some kind of apparatus on its head, maybe some breathing gear. Definitely not something that you would see someone doing 5,000 years ago.
Mesoamerican scholars, however, believe depictions of headwear as seen on Monument 19 actually represent helmets worn for protection by both warriors and athletes playing a sport known as the ball game. Believed to have been invented around 1400 BC, the ball game has been described by some historians as a cross between soccer and handball.
You had this large rubber ball, very heavy, and you used your hips, your legs, and torso to play this game. It's almost like a precursor to soccer. It's not, but it's played in that way in which you keep the ball in action.
Other times, the game was played in a fashion that resembled hockey, using sticks and with the ball set on fire. And while most Mesoamerican cultures played the ball game merely for recreation, the competition was also featured as part of important large-scale celebrations, sometimes in religious rituals.
So those helmets, space helmets, they're just part of the gear for playing the ancient ball game.
Anything that flew to the Olmec would have been feathered, so it would have been some sort of bird. So again, it appears that they are depicting exactly what they saw, which is a pilot of a feathered serpent, an aircraft, a high-altitude aircraft, spacecraft of some type.
So which one is it? Because y'all just gave me two different.
With a helmet.
Y'all just gave me two different theories. Y'all don't know what the fuck y'all talking about.
According to UFO researchers, the idea that ancient people could imagine a travel scenario that would require a helmet and environmental protection is significant evidence in and of itself. Did the ancients really believe they were going someplace entirely different and hazardous for their health? More to the point, from who or what were ancient civilizations getting the inspiration for such artwork over 3,000 years ago? For UFO experts, the only possible answer lies in ancient contact with extraterrestrial beings in the distant past.
It's just a natural, logical conclusion based on the visual evidence. I tend to think that things are exactly what they appear to be.
The artifacts discovered among the ruins of the Maya, the Olmec, crafted by early Japanese, and ancient Incas, all going back thousands of years. Is this evidence of contact with UFOs? What if we look at man's earliest known civilization, the Sumerians? Are there connections to alien life there as well? And what stunning revelations might those connections reveal about the very origins of mankind?
The studies will show that the dominant population here in America especially, and in Europe, have wanted to claim everything for themselves. And so they have made up a lot of stories as they travel to places. And as we know, all of the places that the so-called European or the white explorers traveled, when they got there, black people were already there. Some kind of black people, or yellow people, or red people, or brown people. You as a black man are the root of all of the civilizations. Every body they've ever found, every tomb they've ever raided, whatever it was, they found something symbolic of the black man, either our features, your nose, your mouth, your head, the way we look, our hair, even braids, everything.
We were all over the world, so to say that in Ghana they had the Ashanti, they had, all over, we had powerful dynasties, so innumerable we couldn't even name them, because remember, we had hundreds of thousands of years, and that's the secret. They cut us off at 6,000 because anything beyond that they could say is mystery, they could say is myth. So when you control the information, which is essentially what they've learned to do, under the Vatican they have about 6 to 8 miles of storage space that have all of our artifacts, and the Virgin Mother being black, all of the faces. We have to take apart the layers that are actually constructed in the lie. They're layered.
Open your third eye and wake up. See through the layers. This is Trailblazer TV, Mr. N.E.P.A.L.M.